Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Aaron Stockton, and this is episode 4 of the Motion Pix Lab podcast, where I talk about my journey of making a feature film while working a full-time, non-film related job and raising a family. Last weekend was Memorial Day weekend, so we had 3 days for the weekend, and I spent quite a bit of time writing. I ended up writing a 70-page rough draft in about 3 or 4 days. And as I mentioned last time, I was just shoveling sand into the sandbox so I could make castles. It's definitely a rough draft. It needs a lot of work, but I went ahead and I sent it to a few buddies of mine for feedback, and I'm awaiting their notes. I'm very excited to get that. And so this week, I've taken a little time away from the project just to kind of recover. It was a very intense 3 or 4 days. They left me pretty tired, and I really wanted to come back to the script later with fresh eyes. And I often find that if I spend a little bit of time away from something, the ideas, I'm not so attached to them anymore. I can let them go and have a fresh perspective a lot easier. So I don't feel quite as attached. And so I'm anxious to get back into it now that some time has passed. One thing I did start doing this past week, however, is brainstorming people who I think might be willing to fill cast and crew positions. That's always an exciting thing to do. I know when I'm working on my short films, I always like to think of people that we could add to the network and just bring on as team members. I haven't talked to very many people yet, just getting ideas, and I'm still determining exactly what positions will be needed and who might be able to fill those spots. Also, big thing happened this week. A short film I worked on a couple of years ago and got the chance to re-edit earlier this year, screened at an Alamo Draft House here locally. It was a super cool experience to see my work and the work of my friends play on a big screen at that type of venue to a full house of friends and family and fellow filmmakers. It was really an amazing experience. As far as the week ahead goes, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. Like I said, I'm awaiting some feedback from some of my friends. And that being said, I don't like to sit still. So I might try a revision pass on my own just to take a look at it and see with fresh eyes what I can change and do differently and improve. And so, yeah, that's it for this week. If you have any questions, thoughts, or just simply want to say hey, always you can reach out to me at motionpixlab@gmail.com. Also my website, motionpixlab.com. And lastly, it would be a huge help to the podcast if you could follow, share, and rate this podcast. That goes a long way toward increasing viewership and listenership and just awareness around this project that we're trying to do. All right. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.